Hey guys, happy hump day, happy Wednesday. I got really super busy today. I've actually been working since like super early this morning. So I've actually been working about 9 hours and I'm going to take a break, go home and pack because Lisa and I are going on a trip. But I wanted to continue this encouragement. Hey guys, hey, I want to encourage you guys and really give you guys some insight. Hey, what's up, Jimmy? Hey, what's up, Alex? I wanted to give you guys some encouragement that I think you guys can take and see if it reflects you, who you are, and where you are in life. A lot of people never take the time. Hey, what's up, Mike? To actually look at themselves in the mirror. And so when I was studying John Maxwell's book, a lot of people say they're going to do things and then they never do it, or they never take time to reflect. Have you guys ever had somebody in your life, and when you're talking about this law of reflection, Peter Drucker says, follow effective action with quiet reflection. From the quiet reflection will come more effective action. So when you're thinking about the law of reflection, have you guys ever had these type of people in your life where they jump from relationship to relationship, right? They're in a very serious relationship and then they jump right immediately into another serious relationship and they never take any time to reflect of what went wrong from the last one. And then they jump into a brand new one before anything even happened to the last one. And then all the people around them can kind of see what's going to happen. And it's just repetitive because they never take time to reflect and look at things and what things happen. It seems people seem to be either caught in this crazy cycle, right, of zero reflection, right? And Dr. Maxwell says what those type of people do is exactly what people do in their personal growth. Instead of taking time to analyze each experience they have, most people immediately move on to the next one or learn or without learning from their mistakes. I've found out like this: if you have one person in your life that really just is sees you different than everybody else, then you have to be able to let that go and reflect on the positive people in your life. Like my wife sharpens me every day to be better. I have an open and honest relationship with her, and I involve her in everything so that she can make me a better person. And plus, being a man of God, I have a relationship with God, and he sharpens me and convicts me of change, right? So Dr. Maxwell titles this law of reflection, and he says, experience is only a great teacher if you take time to pause and reflect on it. Otherwise, you take the test, but the lesson never comes. So we've all heard the phrase, experience is the best teacher, right? Maxwell says that while this may be true, experience is only a great teacher if you take time to reflect and learn and grow from it, right? And so like those people that jump from relationship to relationship, they've never done any reflection. They've never been taught how to pause. So Dr. Maxwell says in order to turn this experience into great teaching, you must deliberate about finding the lessons in it, right? And then he gave these four tips, of making learning and growing from your experience. He said number one was reflect. He said we can't learn from experiences if we don't take the time to reflect on what it is that is trying to teach, right? Maxwell uses the example of a horse whip factory who were the top whip producers in the nation at the turn of the century. As they were nearing the peak, Henry Ford was coming out with his horseless carriage, right? The car, right? And as they were nearing their peak, then the car came and he said, as the automobile rose in popularity, the whip factories began to decline. Less horse and buggies meant less whips. Instead of pausing to reflect on what was happening, the owners of the company doubled their efforts in the whip production. Soon, the automobile had replaced the horse and buggy, making the whip useless for most of the population. Had the owners taken that time to reflect on what was happening, they would have known and seen the changes coming. Like for me, I'm in the nutrition business, and I am partnered with a company that has a blue ocean when it comes to reversing the aging process and slowing down inflammation and oxidative stress. They're not in competition with other companies because they've created a blue ocean, right? So I reflected on that and made changes, and it's massively impacted our community, massively changed every person in our family's life, right? And the second one that Dr. Maxwell talked about was find a time and a place to pause and reflect. Like I like to get up in the morning and go and read the word and pray, but most of you guys are extremely busy. Find some spare time to actively pause and reflect on your experiences. Like I said that my wife and I went through a very traumatic one person attacking my wife and I, and it's continued to happen, and we finally just put an end to it, right? One time in many, many years. But what we realized is we wanted to reflect so that we could see how to grow and move on from that, right? So by doing that, you have to schedule reflection time in your calendar so that you get sure that you get that done. Number 3, he said, was reflect with intention. You guys heard me talk about the number 1 law was the act of intentionality, right? So if you think about this and you allow yourself to act with intentionality, you're going to make massive difference in the people's lives around you, right? And so how do you be intentional? I love it. A lot of my friends that I know suck at meditating, right? So one of my friends said, like, I've tried it, I've read books, but I'm just not good at it. And I was like, he's never learned to master it. I said, so take that time to grow in that area by just getting alone. Don't let your mind wander. Like I meditate on the word because it's something that I want to do, because it becomes reality in my life. And then he said the 4th one was use the eyes in reflection, right? He said there were 4 eyes that you should direct to your reflection. Investigation. Number 1 was I for investigation. Ask questions, dig into the situation, find out exactly what happened, both good and bad. Lisa and I just finished doing that for the last 20 minutes. By fully investigating the experience, you can uncover what went wrong, what went right, and what you can learn from it. We just did that, all right? We had never experienced that together, right? And I'm not dwelling on it. I just want you guys to know that it's okay that happens. My identity is not in people, it's in God, and my wife and I have never been closer because of that. So the second I was incubation. Maxwell says that reflection should be like putting your ideas and experience in a slow cooker for a while. Don't just give them a passing thought and move on. Truly meditate on them and see what you can learn. And then the third one was illumination. After you investigate and incubate an idea or experience, okay, Maxwell says you need to illuminate the lessons from it, okay? You should find areas that you did well at and areas that you need improvement. So I asked my wife to give me some areas of improvement that I can make in who I am, things I say, things I do, not because somebody else said I said things, but because I want to be better, because I want to be able to influence more people and encourage more people. Always do what I say I'm going to do. Always be accurate in the information I share. Never creating, everybody says fake it, you make it. Never do that. Never do stuff like that. I want to be completely honest, walk in humility, integrity, love, and always make it be about other people, because I believe that that's the way God intended us to be. Number 4 is illustration. Use your experiences to tell a story. Write out the lessons you took from it, how it made you feel, what you will do different the next time. We just did this, right? That's why I always try, when I have important conversations, to always include my wife. Maxwell calls this putting meat on the bones of your ideas. Come up with an action plan for implementing what you've learned. The law of reflection says, in order to grow, we must intentionally learn from the past experiences, both failures and successes. By following Maxwell's advice, you can make sure your personal growth doesn't follow the same path as those type of people that we talked about in the beginning. Okay, I hope this was encouraging to you guys. It was encouraging to me when I went through it. I hope more people can come on and listen to it. Some people click through it and they don't see the benefit from it. But I hope this has encouraged you guys to reflect, find out what's going on in your personal life, and reflect on the things that you can do to be a better person, that you can learn from the past. Don't continue to keep making the same mistakes over and over. I've made a ton of them, but I'm learning from them and I'm growing from them, and I'm having people keep me accountable. As I said, never let your identity be tied to what people say about you or what people think about you. Let them be tied to the people that are close to you and people that will tell you things you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And you'll be able to receive that from the people that you're supposed to receive from it. So, guys, happy Wednesday. Lisa and I have been here all day, and it's 6:30, and we have a dinner for one of our people that work with us here in the office. So, love you guys. I'll talk to you later.